I did my presentation on the impacts of the Coburg Road Quarry, and this is a place that's important to me because it's a place that I go to relax sometimes. And even though it is still technically an active quarry, it's nowhere near as active as it used to be. And 99 out of 100 times when you go there, there's going to be no activity there. So it's a pretty peaceful place. But the environmental impacts of gravel pits are long term. And so I believe that this is still important to touch on. Gravel pits. So gravel pits cause a lot of issues, both to the environment and to humans, such as dust, a variety of issues with groundwater and contamination and flow, stormwater runoff, and also creating a rock quarry requires the total removal of all vegetation and topsoil, which causes a dramatic drop in biodiversity because no fauna can be sustained in a rock quarry because there are really no plants. The only plants, as you can see, this is Coburg Road Quarry, is just some weeds sprouting out through the gravel. So, to touch more on the effects of groundwater, this is an example from a study done in Minnesota. This was a quarry that mined through the water table, and in this particular instance, it didn't have much of an effect on the flow of groundwater. However, this pond here is exposed groundwater, so any contaminants or runoff or spills that end up in this pond are going straight into the groundwater with no filtration whatsoever and polluting. So this is the Coburg Road Quarry. It's just off 5 north of Eugene, across the interstate from Coburg Road. It was opened in the 1920s or 30s. Uh, it's very unclear because the property's gone through multiple owners. But right now, owned by Vernon Eggy, and here is just a little video that I took at the rim of the quarry. So, some of the human impacts would be that in 2013, about 10 years after the operations were resumed by Vernon Eggy, the barrier wall that's right here in the bottom right of the photo that shielded the quarry out of view from the city and the interstate was mined out, and now the entire quarry is visible from I 5. And another impact has been that um, trucks have been using the south entrance to haul gravel and rocks out, which has been impacting a lot of residential neighborhoods in the area. And Lane County has been fighting this uh, through and trying to enforce permits and different regulations since 2013, but not to too much success, unfortunately. So here's the map. This is that South Quarry Road that was in the last picture. This is where the photo was taken from up here. And the residential neighborhoods are all along Mackenzie View Drive, which is this road right here. And trucks were going through here and depositing all sorts of silt and dust into the air and causing a lot of issues for the residential neighborhoods. And then this is the Mackenzie River, which was also impacted by pollution from the quarry, such as turbid stormwater runoff and just truck spillage. And in 2022, just last year in March, the state of Oregon fined Vernon Eggy $83,000 because he did not have the proper permit secured to operate a quarry here, and also because of the turbid stormwater that was getting deposited straight into the Mackenzie River. So while the mine is no longer as active as it is in all of these pictures, the impacts of gravel pits are still really long lasting because it takes nature a really long time to fully resettle an area that's just barren rock. And until it gets resettled by native vegetation and animals, it's going to be continuing to cause stormwater runoff issues. So thank you for watching my presentation on the Coburg Rock Quarry.